What's good, y'all? What's good? Welcome back to C Will Official. And today we about to go in, y'all. And today we about to go in. I wanted to hit y'all with the next subject, which is about tokenization. I told you I was gonna hit you with a live about tokenization. Then I thought about it. I said, you know what would be even better is if we really lock in on the narratives that are driving crypto right now. And there's a chain that obviously I love to cover on the channel called Algorand, but that is in position with both of these narratives. There's definitely big dogs right now that is popping. So we're going to talk about them as well. So on today's live stream, we're talking about Ondo Finance tokenization. We'll be talking about Robinhood Chain tokenization, and we will talk about the AI or agentic commerce narrative that is pushing the industry. So you have tokenization and you have the agentic economy, and that is what's most popping in crypto right now. Meme season, layer one season, alt season, NFT season, all of that right now is out the window. What we got popping is tokenization, and we have agentic economy, which deals in and with stable coins. That's what's popping. So first we're going to talk about Ondo Finance. Ondo Finance is definitely the leader in tokenization right now. So right now I'm on the Ondo Finance website, and this is about the global standard for tokenized stocks. Ondo Stocks is a platform that brings exposure to traditional public securities on chain with tokens that are freely transferable and usable in DeFi, subject to certain jurisdictional restrictions, obviously. But the list here is crazy. Nike, Apple, Microsoft, MasterCard, Uber, PayPal, Visa, Coinbase, Intel, the list goes on. Obviously, they say we're going to tokenize every large cap and mid cap stock. So you got tokenized stocks, Wall Street liquidity, global access, traditional market liquidity, blockchain accessibility, verified, secured, enforced. Ondo has all of the partnerships. Ondo is in position, and they've been doing this for a while. They're backed by BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, all of the big names in the industry. I do like Ondo. I definitely like what Ondo is doing here. When it comes to tokenized stocks, they're clearly the leader. Ondo is clearly the leader. Like I said, they've been at it. They are in position. They are proving themselves. Ondo Finance is definitely for people outside the United States and for big institutions. So Ondo tokenized stocks, available 24/7, transferable, DeFi compatible, easy access, clear asset backing, strong investor protections, enforceable redemption rights, instant mint and redemption, traditional exchange liquidity. These things matter for users and institutions. Then you got other tokenized stocks. You see the X's there. Not a lot of protection, not that enforceable. And then you got traditional brokers, which is like Charles Schwab, Robinhood, right? Fidelity, not available 24/7. You can't transfer, not DeFi compatible, and it's definitely not easy access. That's what they're changing. And then you have the future portfolios is on chain. This is trading on chain in a crypto wallet. That's pretty dope. So that's a narrative that is being pushed, right? That narrative is pushed on the next level. That is what Wall Street and these big institutions are really enjoying right now. And it's obviously catching the world by storm. If we go look here, we're going to walk you through a few different. Let me fix this here. I'm gonna walk you through a few different platforms, and then I'm definitely, like I said, I'm gonna bring this back to Algorand because I think it deserves to be shared. Let's see. Did I lose it? Oh, there it goes. All right, there we go. All right, so let's bring it back to Ondo real quick. Where I had a screen for y'all. Let me see. Let's see. Let me bring it back. There we go. Tokenized stocks. That's what I wanted to show you. So tokenized stocks has become very popular. So right now, explore tokenized public equities, including listed stocks and ETFs issued natively on chain or represented synthetically. Right now, you got 1.2 million holders. This is updated from 30 days ago, or up from 30 days ago, 111%. Monthly active addresses, 500,000 plus. Transfer volume, 22 billion. And then you have a diluted value of 2.43 billion. But the real number here is the monthly active addresses and the holders. And you can see, excuse me, from January 2025, it's only up and up and up. More people are tapping in. And then Ondo, like I said, is definitely leading right now, and it's leading big. Here's the platforms: Securitize, B stocks, and then here's the blockchains networks that they're on. You got Solana, you got Ethereum, you got Algorand, you have BNB, you have all of that. But what I really want to show you, which to tie it back to Algorand, which I thought was very dope, is that Algorand is in position. Algorand is the first ever New York Stock Exchange listed stock to be tokenized on the Algorand blockchain. The first ever. Algorand did it first. Exodus is now live on RWA XYZ. Algorand did it first. And here's the asset ID. You can verify it in the Para wallet. That's crazy. And this is the same platform I just pulled up. Exodus, early in the game. And if we go back to that platform, obviously, you can see Algorand right here. Exodus movement, and the platform is Securitize. So Ondo has its own platform, Figure, B stocks, but they partner with blockchain, Solana, Avalanche, Mantle, Inc., Hyper EVM, BNB Chain, Arbitrum, Algorand, as I said, and Provenance. That's pretty dope. It is taken off. And then since it's been so popular, you had someone else join the picture as well. That's been big. This is Robinhood. Robinhood, the brokerage account for millennials and whatnot, has jumped into the tokenization game, and they released a blockchain called Robinhood Chain. You can essentially get tokenized stocks there because Robinhood has stocks. It was an easy transition for them. So they want to compete against the blockchain portion, which is the Ondos, the Ethereums, the Algorands, but they also are supporting their platform, Robinhood. It's a big connection here, but as I was telling y'all, the narrative that is really popping right now is tokenization. I like Ondo, I like Robinhood, and I like Algorand, right? Check this out. So you have Algorand leads tokenized stock surge with 66% market share. And this story is from July of 2025. So the story is not accurate as of anymore, but just to show you how early Algorand was on this and is on this still. And I think that's pretty dope. I like to keep my eyes on them, obviously, right? So let me play y'all a couple clips just to give y'all more info on the narrative of tokenization. This is from Ondo Finance. Let's play it from one of the leaders here.
But now every single crypto exchange, they look at Robinhood, they look at all the others, they want to offer stocks and other related wealth management products. That's why I think you've also seen such a big surge in tokenized stocks, because for a lot of these crypto exchanges, particularly the offshore ones, it was significantly easier to start offering stocks in tokenized form than it was in normal form, right?
Sure.
You could have your existing custody systems, your normal accounting systems, keep your markets open 24/7, and do the settlement in stable coins. That's all the stuff that a tokenized stock would enable that a normal stock would not. So they all started listing tokenized stocks, typically powered by Ondo. And there are no easy ways to really offer proper wealth management products that a lot of the asset managers have developed over time. Take JP Morgan Private Wealth, right? You need $10 million minimum balance or something to have an account there. But once you do, all of a sudden you have access to a bunch of these model portfolios, right?
Mm-hmm.
Model portfolios that BlackRock has designed, or that Vanguard has designed for these wealthy individuals. There's no real reason why mass retail should not be able to have access to these things, but just historically, given the TradFi cost structure, they were limited only to the very select few. But I think the company that can first start to crack into that market and compose these products, compose these model portfolios and tokenize them and offer them to a broader retail audience, and then have that integrated experience in a way that makes sense, those I think really are going to be the winners of the everything app race. For Ondo, the role really is, building out the infrastructure so that they can offer any and all of these products, while also building out our own offering in parallel that we can offer to our own end investors. But now,
so essentially, he said we're cooking up, and what he's really talking about is this here, the everything app. That's what Coinbase is trying to do. If you ever looked at the app recently, Coinbase allows you to purchase tokenized stocks. It allows you to purchase cryptocurrencies. It allows you to trade futures. You can take out loans on the app. You can earn interest on USDC, earn yields on your cryptos. That's what they mean by the everything app. Coinbase has also launched Base blockchain, and then they launched the Base app, which was formerly known as the Coinbase wallet. It even has a social media feature there. They're mixing everything together right now, y'all. Robinhood has Robinhood for millennials, right? And they're working on getting customers with higher value amounts of portfolios. Traditionally, people go to the Fidelities and the Charles Schwabs, the E-Trades when they have bigger bags. Robinhood wants some of that too. They also then dropped Robinhood Chain, which is a Arbitrum clone, essentially, Ethereum EVM compatible. They also want to move into the everything app, everything platform, loans, credit cards, banking. Same with Coinbase, right? Ondo, obviously, as you break it down, says they're essentially doing the same thing, but they definitely tackle higher net worth individuals and platforms like JP Morgan. This is heating up and is becoming very interesting. So that's tokenization in a nutshell of what's actually happening, and is definitely impressive. So let's check out this next clip.
If you look at Beeple, he actually put out a daily a couple days ago, and it says Robinhood saves crypto. But in all seriousness, we think the asset class is here to stay. And so if you build great technology and you find use cases, customers will use it. The Robinhood Chain, as I mentioned, it has found that use case.
Yes, Robinhood Chain is for retail right now. Two things are happening. It is home to new meme coins. They want to compete against the meme platform Solana. That's huge. And then the tokenization. So they have institutional, global, which is what tokenized stocks are actually for, to give people outside of the United States access to the American market. And then you have memes. Launch your tokens, launch your coins, trade, and do DeFi, right? There's more competition happening. And when you look at what's the next narrative, right? Before I got one more clip to play out before we do the next narrative, I want to play you Algorand's case on everything. What they're basically saying, and then I'll go on to the next narrative here, because I'm identifying the top blockchains to do it big. Let's see what is happening here. Let me fix this right, y'all. Sometimes blocking my screen. All right, but as y'all join the stream, say what's good. Say what's good, y'all. Say what's good. Holla at C Will. I'm here cooking once again. I want to show y'all something. I got it. Here we go.
Yeah. So as I mentioned before, like Algorand has always been very unique in its positioning. We've been around for 7 years. We had no downtime. We have some of probably the most elegant consensus mechanism out there that delivers really institutional grade quality. And we are ahead of the curve time and time again. Yep. We're ahead of the curve in terms of instant finality. Yep. We're ahead of the curve in post-quantum security. And so if there's one chain that you can trust for its institutional grade abilities, it is Algorand. And so not only on the basic blockchain elements have we innovated faster than anybody else, also the layers on top of it. Like, for instance, when you think about tokenization, the first stock ever tokenized on chain was on Algorand. It was Exodus, was the first stock that was fully tokenized on Algorand. The largest real estate tokenization platform in the industry is running on Algorand. It's called Lofty. When you think about payments, we were, again, one of the first, like cross-border payments. We have a lot of cross-border payments that are happening on Algorand. We are the dominant e-payment system for instance, in Afghanistan. People may not care about Afghanistan, but there's over 1 million people that are basically using our payment, our blockchain for traditional regular payments in a country where the banking system is not working very well. And so we're taking that. We have partnership with United Nations, with UNHCR, UNDP. We're taking this infrastructure, we're taking it to Syria, which is a much bigger opportunity. So we are leading in this cross-border payment ecosystem. And then, as I mentioned, we're also leading in agentic. We were one of the very first movers on agentic as it relates to crypto. We are, as I mentioned, we are a launch partner with Google and AP2. We're about to launch this new protocol. So I think we have been consistently ahead of the curve in our 7 years of existence, and we will continue to push the boundaries of what's possible.
Hey, he made a great case, and he represented really well for, Algorand. Like, hey, we're early. We've been doing it. We have done it well. We have the technical capabilities. It's all facts. And being early is a great thing to do, because you can look back on it and say, hey, we've been doing this, when you're making your case for the future. And hey, it's all facts, though. There's not much more I can say there. It's like, he had a great breakdown. Y'all heard it. And then finally, the last one, and I wanted to show you on tokenization, it's Lofty AI. Oh, wait. I am not on the right Lofty AI. Let me, what's going on? There we go. Lofty.ai, excuse me. Buy, sell, and own shares of real estate. So this one is Algorand leading in tokenized real estate. There's other platforms out there. 100 million plus total invested, 5+ million distributed to investors. I got me some rental income on this platform throughout my time in crypto. But that's it. Another pop-in situation. And Algorand, they chose Algorand for a specific reason. And it's because all the things that the CMO Mark was talking about over there. Now let's go over and to talk about the next narrative that is fueling crypto. This is the agentic economy. So Google posted this in 2025, September. Google Agentic Payments Protocol plus X402. Agents can now actually pay each other, right? AI agents, y'all. That's what is going on here. And then Google also, just kind of go through this, they dropped a platform. The agentic economy market is heating up. They dropped a platform, right? And they're saying like, hey, agents need a whole marketplace, right? And that marketplace exists, and Google put it out. Agents are going there. They're purchasing from other agents data. You see TripAdvisor on there, Claude. You see in the list of the leaderboard services. Agents using ChatGPT, using CoinMarketCap, Perplexity. Agents are doing more than what people would have probably actually thought they can do. And there's a lot more to come. And even something cool, your picks. Now, I've been telling y'all about my prediction market AI agent. Even has a page on agentic.market. Oyapicks.app. This is prediction market data. Like, you can analyze top 3 prediction markets by 24-hour volume. You can look for arbitrage, see what's closing soon, new markets, probabilities, resolution, search single markets, volume spikes, right? All kind of different things. But Oyapicks is even on there, right? We want a piece of that action too. And this is just the beginning. But again, excuse me, I actually closed something out the wrong screen. But even as the agentic economy heats up, this is just the beginning, and I do know that for sure. Definitely only just the beginning. And then if we go back to agentic economy, right now, they are doing, I guess we as a group, right? I want a piece. 50,000 a day right now in volume. Total 1 day total payment volume, 50,000 a day. Last 90 days, $30 million in volume. That's agents sending cents and pennies to each other. And you can see it right here, all these small micro transactions. But only certain blockchains fit really well. And right now, Base is leading. Then you have Algorand and you have Solana, the top three at the agentic economy. Now, what's important, I mentioned in the narrative space, what is definitely something we have to be paying attention to is USDC. The whole, not the whole, but the whole payment part of this is all happening with USDC. Tether wants in on it, obviously, but it's definitely USDC by far. And Circle's winning because of this. It created the stablecoin for the United States, and platforms are using it, right? And then Circle went a step further just now. They're releasing the ARC blockchain. They went a step further and said, we got the stable coins for the AI agents, for the people, for the debit cards, and for money transfers. We got the euro, but now we built a blockchain so we can run the whole stack. Build real world finance on chain, whether you're launching a financial application, integrating stablecoin flows, or experimenting with new AI-powered economic models. ARC gives you tools to build what isn't possible anywhere else. And remember, Circle is a public company now. They IPO'd. So on September 16th, ARC mainnet is live. Predictable dollar-based transactions. I like that you can pay with USDC. So we're going to talk about this one a lot deeper on another live stream. Now, going to Algorand, back to Algorand. Algorand is competing. Seamless online crypto payments for agentic commerce on Algorand, powering internet-native payments for AI agents with the X402 standard. And then it breaks down the standard. They talk about why Algorand, as we mentioned, Mark mentioned, low transaction fees, predictable performance. Solana goes down. Base went down recently. Algorand does not. You don't want your agent making moves and the blockchain's down. Instant finality, instant deterministic finality, stablecoin support, over 125,000 wallets on Algorand use USDC. Zero downtime, which is, I believe, one of the most important. Native atomic transfer grouping. And when I'm on Base, you actually got to do like 2 approvals to make something happen. I don't like that. Okay. And if we go and look at the landscape right now, this was from last week, I believe. It says actually, August 4th, the 29th to the 4th. So it's about 10 days ago. Algorand ranked at number 2 in agentic transfer volume over the past 7 days. You see Base, you see Algorand, you see Solana, and you see Polygon. That's what's happening, y'all. That's what's happening. So those narratives of tokenization, you got Ondo tokenizing stocks, Robinhood tokenizing stocks, a whole bunch of platforms like Securitize. And then you got an early mover of Algorand, who's in the competition as well. Algorand's also tokenizing real estate. They're tokenizing electricity credits. Then you have the agentic payments side of this narrative, the 2 narratives I wanted to focus on today. Base is killing it on agentic commerce. Algorand is the number 2 in agentic commerce. Then you got the Circle, USDC, and the Euro right in the middle. Dropping a new blockchain. I'll cover the ARC later. But if you look at payments again, Algorand has Hisab, 30% of all their electricity bills in their whole Afghanistan, also moving into Syria, uses Hisab, which uses Algorand. I think this is a story or two narratives that will drive crypto into its next phase. Meme coins, NFTs, all that is okay. But tokenization, like I told you, tokenized real estate, it's all looking good. Payments, especially with AI. See Anthropic out there, ChatGPT, Google Gemini, DeepSeek, Meta, all these companies, NVIDIA, they're all pushing AI. And as a person who's been building and using AI, it makes sense. Definitely makes sense. So that's what I got for y'all today, talking about the two narratives and how Algorand sits right where it needs to sit. Tokenization, agentic economy, popping off. Stay tuned, y'all, for the next live stream. I'm gonna hit y'all with some more. We're gonna go deeper into AI agents and ARC. I'm really interested to see what Circle is doing. And we'll talk more about Base, and I'll keep y'all updated. Till the next time, y'all. Peace.